father's speech. This is entitled The Last Chance to Embarrass My Daughter in a Large Public Forum. So I'm really hoping she's having a good time and in a good mood tonight because we're going to have a little fun. So the first slide, it's really more kind of cute than it is embarrassing, isn't it? Isn't she just the cutest thing ever? She's looking okay, so we're going to move on, I think. Okay, this next slide we have a story about. Now, Emily actually invented her own swear word when she was about 4 years old. Anybody out here know what that is? Who? Michelle? It's stonk. She invented the word stonk, and you know, here it is. This picture was, I think, right around the time that Emily got her nickname too. She got her favorite nickname. Everybody called her Sweet Baby M, and I still think she enjoys that nickname today. But I think this is probably us calling her Sweet Baby M and her using that expletive on us, her loving parents. And so these next few slides, we're going to play a game. It's called Then and Now. So we'll see if anything's changed with Emily way back then and now. So, okay, Emily had a fashion sense back then that just could not be beat. Her and her sister Erica, who has always been a hot dog. But that was then. Okay, so hopefully she's learned something now. I'm not Bryce, here's a word of warning. Don't let the pretty face fool you. Listen to the hair. The hair never lies. That'll tell you the real story. Okay, this next slide here, if you notice the red cast on Emily's arm, when she was up to that age, I think she's probably about 5 years old, she decided she was going to start swinging, and that very swing she's sitting in right now, get to the top of the arch and jump out, and the result, she's not looking real happy, and the result was a broken arm. And that was back then. So the question is, did Emily, when she got older, learn anything from this experience?
Tell me.
Nothing.
Tell me.
There is nothing.
What it was.
What's that? What are your hands covering, Emily? What happened, Millennial? The Millennial ripped her pants.
I jumped off the swing.
You know how she did it? She jumped off a swing set.
It was very aesthetically pleasing.
She's how old now? 20 years old. She's 20, and she ripped her pants on the swing set. Sponsor a Millennial today.
Okay, I wonder if you could buy the vinyl of it.
Does anybody want to sponsor a Millennial? All right, so, okay. Emily has a lot of talent. Sweet Baby M. Sweet Baby M has a lot of talent. First and foremost is her singing. She also plays and writes music, but most of all, her singing. Now, when she was a little kid, all through now, she used to spontaneously burst into song just at the most random of times. So, you know, here's a then clip.
This lipstick, it makes my man love me. Yeah, he loves me. Ooh. I'm just wondering.
I was going through slides the other day and found out one of her iPhone backups. Kirsty actually did that. Okay, well that was then. So the question is, she was a little younger. The question is, can she still hit those high notes? Does she still spontaneously burst into song? This is now. She's still got it. All right. So, okay. So this next slide, this is a then slide. This sums up our relationship back then. Okay, sweet one. Now, how about now? That's about right. And then there was the time that I almost died. it wasn't good.
Oh my god. That's all.
I might die after this slideshow as far as this is going. Okay, now for the more serious part. Emily's my firstborn. She's always held a special place in my heart. This is us painting one of those Pinewood Derby cars for the Awana Grand Prix. This next slide was on a cruise that Emily and I took with our family, and we decided to take one of those dicey horse-drawn carriage rides through Nassau. This is in the Bahamas. We almost died that day too. The car literally blew up beside us, but that's a whole other story. Okay, so we stayed close, even though we didn't always get along. We didn't always see eye to eye, but here we are on a motorcycle trip where we would literally spend hours talking over the intercoms, and the subjects were unlimited. We talked about the good times, the bad times, life, the future, and I to this day cherish those memories, or any other memory when I got one-on-one time with Emily. I was a very strict parent with Emily. I don't always do the right thing as a parent, and I made lots of mistakes in my parenting because no matter what, I always had to look like I was doing the right thing, and I always had to win every battle. I remember one particular occasion when she bought one of those high-low dresses. It was more of a fan back then. It was a high-low dress, and I hated it. And Emily had the nerve to argue with me about wearing it. So, in my effort to be, the big, neat, tough parent and always be right, I took a pair of scissors, I cut that dress up, and it was not a proud moment. I really did do that. And, I wish I could have picked my battles more wisely back then, looking how Emily turned out. And so, there are some things that are more important than always winning, always having to appear that you're right. So, I got her a present here. Emily, here you go. I got you a present, and hopefully this will make things right.
Is it the same skirt?
It is a high-low dress, in case y'all are wondering. Pretty close, pretty close. So I hope that that'll show you how much I really do love you. All right. This is one of my favorite pictures of Emily made. There were times in Emily's life when life wasn't easy for her. She went through some battles, and sometimes we went through them with her. Some of them that we thought were quite intense. But I remember staring in her eyes and saying, Emily, you are a warrior, you're strong, and you will make it through this. This is Rosie the Riveter. This is an outfit she wore for a Chick-fil-A event, and it really kind of sums up who Emily is. Deep down, she's very tough. We lost some audio here, so I'm going to go ahead and re-record it. It may shock you to learn that Bryce and I didn't always see eye to eye. At one point, I even tried to keep Emily and Bryce apart. But in spite of the fact that he knew I had guns and looked like this, I just couldn't keep the boy away. I think we'll just attribute that to perseverance. Right? Bryce, in all seriousness, the past few months, I've seen how much that you love and care for Emily. I've seen your patience, and Bryce is a very, just like his dad said, Bryce is a hardworking individual, holds 2 jobs right now, and he's just a great guy. And I have no doubt that you're the one that God had for my daughter. And with that, I say welcome to the family, Bryce. Just don't screw up, or else. Okay, to sum up Emily's virtues with a few closing slides. Loyal to a fault, especially to family. She is a lover of all creatures. We had rabbits, dogs, cats, hamsters, gerbils, caterpillars, fish, countless lizards, and even a grasshopper at one point. We put our foot down when she wanted a tarantula. But she especially liked pugs, the dogs, pug dogs. This is the day that she got her little pug dog, Gracie. They always had a very special relationship with Gracie. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the pug might have liked her too. She's a daredevil and a risk taker. This is the day she decided to jump out of an airplane. She's got talent. This is her, a couple pictures of her musical talent. Singing, playing. Hardworking. This is the day she started Chick-fil-A. And let me tell you, this is her first job. I was really proud, but she started her mom's favorite restaurant, and man, was her mama proud of her. If anybody knows her mama, you know how she feels about Chick-fil-A. This is her at Dillard's. And her at Right Growth Management, her current job, her first professional job. This is the day she graduated high school. And I'll wrap it up by saying of all these things though, all the moments and changes and accomplishments, all the battles won and lost, all of these things, the one thing she will always be to me, her dad above all else, she'll always be my little girl.
Wow.